Hello everybody, how are we all doing? About 3 months back we reacted to our predictions from last year, so of course, with the season just a week away, we are back to do our predictions for this year, the big old 2025. Of course, starting off with the constructors, I'll get to in a minute. Can I just say that I'm very excited for this year. I think it's going to be one of the most competitive besides 2021, because 2021 was memeful. So yeah, I think we just get straight into it really, starting with the constructors and starting at P10. Once again, basing most of this off pre-season, which of course is very fun when everyone sandbags. But at number 10, I think will be Haas. Haas, obviously, just like they're not caring about this year. They did it in 2021 as well. They just put everything into next year, which of course will be 2026, new regulations. Ollie Behrman's going to be terrible. Esteban Ocon will be a little bit better, but still terrible. So if they score a point, it'd be good for them. But they're going to be last in the constructors, which may be surprising considering the fact that Sauber only got 1 point last season. But no, I think Haas will be bottom this year, which does put us onto number 9 spot, which is taken by Sauber. Once again, similar story to Haas. They have a rookie and an experienced but pretty slow guy in Gabriel Bortoletto and Nico Hülkenberg. They'll probably be looking into 2026 as well. They won't care about this year. They're turning into Audi next year, so they're just going to be like pushing everything off the table and just saying, just go for a drive, don't crash the car. We don't want to spend any money. We're looking to come last, of course. Being last, I'm saying is Haas. They'll come second last, but if either of them score points, that'll be good for them, I think. But no, Sauber will be 9th. In the number 8 spot, this one is putting some controversy in. As a Formula 1 team, I've put V-Carb. Visa Cash App Racing Bulls is going to be P8. Yuki Tsunoda's going to be there, maybe, but it's mostly going to be... No, Yuki Tsunoda will be the one doing better. Isaac Agile will be there, obviously, but I think it's more on Yuki to do a good job. Which, I mean, pretty easy to talk about them. It's this team, they're not going to be very competitive. They'll score points, 100%. Yuki Tsunoda especially will be scoring points, but they're going to be 8th. I don't see them doing much. On to number 7, which I have put Williams. Williams Racing has a new second driver, of course, pairing with Alexander Albon is Carlos Sainz. Confirmed late into 2024, finally found a team that he wanted. Carlos Sainz will be in that team, and he's going to be fast. He will be fast. Who's going to beat each other in the championship? You'll have to wait and see that. But they'll both be up there. Avid point scorers, like they'll be. One of them will be in the top 10 like once every 3 races. They're not going to be massive contenders for points, but they'll score points pretty easily, especially if there's a couple of DNFs up the road. A bit of a dodgy reliability from a Ferrari or a Red Bull or something like that. So yeah, Williams P7, on to P6, which I've put Alpine. Now this might come as a surprise. If Pierre Gasly, which is pretty mid, but what can you say? He does have a race win under his belt, so you can't call him that bad, but the other one's Jack Doohan. Now, why is this a question mark? Because it's Jack Doohan. His job's under threat in the first 5 races with Franco Colapinto, which I will get into when we go to them in the Drivers' Championship. But for the constructors, I mean, I think Alpine will perform. They'll have a car. I think they'll be there. Once again, I think they're going to be pushing more for 2026, but they'll have the car ready for 2025 to say, we're going to be points. Like, let's say you have your top 4 teams, Ferrari, McLaren, Red Bull, Mercedes. They're going to be up there. That 9 and 10 spot, between Fernando Alonso, Pierre Gasly, stuff like that. You get me. Speaking of Fernando Alonso, in P6, no, sorry, in P5, yeah, in P5 is Aston Martin. Similar story. I think they're going to have a good car that's going to be majoritively going to be competitive for points, especially Fernando Alonso's car. But they're going to be concentrating on 2026, especially Adrian Newey. Of course, he does take charge now in the car design. I think it was like last week or something he took office, but he won't. I think this year it's going to be getting to know the team, getting to know the drivers, getting to know the factory, everything like that, learning everything about Aston Martin. 2026, he's going balls deep into that car. He is putting every single bit of knowledge he knows into Fernando Alonso's third title. And on that image, P4, Mercedes AMG Petronas Formula 1 team. They have the Milky Bar kid and they have a rookie Italian. What does that add? What does that get you? If they didn't have a competitive car, they would have nothing. All jokes aside, Kimi Antonelli, very, very good driver. I love him. George Russell, don't like him as much, but I am a Max fan, so what can you argue against me for? But no, I think a win will be there for Mercedes. I'm not going to say which driver, but one of them's getting a win. And that's all I'm allowed to speak about. P3. Red Bull Racing. Oh, we have struck an accord here. Red Bull Racing to come P3. I think it's going to be big, missing Adrian Newey. I think he's gone. I think the magic in Red Bull's gone. I honestly wouldn't argue against a midfield team. No, that's too far. They still have Verstappen for the foreseeable future, so they're going to be there, or whereabouts. But it is mostly going to be Max Verstappen. Liam Lawson, once again, a bit of controversy on his shoulders. If he does do a Lightning McQueen, as he says he likes, then fair enough. But he's in a slowish car now, so it's going to be tougher. I think the real title is between Ferrari and not Mercedes, McLaren. So who have I put in the number 1 spot? Well, first I'll tell you number 2, sorry. Number 2 is Ferrari. I think the Scuderia will do good, definitely. This is one of their best finishing positions, P2. Well done to Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton. Question on which one will become the first driver, we will not speak about. But I think they're going to do very good this year. A lot of wins, very, very good. It's going to remind you of James Hunt and Niki Lauda, Alain Prost versus Ayrton Senna, Lewis Hamilton against Felipe Massa. You get me. It's gonna be a Titanic McLaren versus Ferrari battle. A proper classic Titanic battle. Mika Hakkinen against Michael Schumacher. How many more McLaren versus Ferrari rivalries can I think of? I've run out. I think it's definitely going to be Ferrari P2. It's going to be massively close. Abu Dhabi Showdown maybe? We can only dream. Michael Massey, may he rest in peace. But yeah, number 1 is McLaren. Well done. Constructor title 2 year in a row. Well done to you. You can't really argue against it. They did a fast car. They have second or third best lineup. Depends on where you want to look around the grid, because I think Williams will have a strong lineup and Ferrari I think it's the strongest. So P2 or 3, wherever you want to put Williams in lineup wise. But car obviously. That McLaren is quick. But yeah, I think Ferrari's definitely going to be there to fight. I think McLaren, I could see around Mexico, Brazil time, McLaren's going to be like, right, we have the car. Now let's put all our balls into 2026. And then Ferrari's going to be like, haha, our team's bigger. Right, you lot, go work on 2026. we can beat this man. They're going to get the title back. They're going to drag it back. Claw scratched into the floor as they're grabbing this title. Through Brazil, through Vegas, through Qatar. And Abu Dhabi is going to be where it's going to be at. Big comeback. But I think McLaren still are going to win this. So on to the Drivers' Championship. I mean, where do we begin with this? I think there's only one ideological place to start, and that is obviously P20. Ollie Behrman. I already said the Haas is going to be slow. Okay. He's a rookie, nearly. Somewhat. He's done 3 races. He did Brazil. Did you do Brazil? He did Baku and Saudi for Ferrari, which is good. I think he did Brazil as well. So yeah. He's got a good roster on him, but he's still technically a rookie in my eyes. So. But the Haas is not going to be quickly sure. It's not going to be competitive at all. So Ollie Behrman, P20. P19 is rookie number 2, Isaac Hadjar. Once again, V-Carb's not going to be competitive. You've got a rookie in the car. He's going to be questionable at best. I think V-Carb, like Haas, will go all into 2026, like I've already said, in the Constructors area. So I just don't see the rookies being that competitive. This one is controversial though. P18 is Esteban Ocon. Yeah, I'm really predicting the Haas to be bad this year. I'm really predicting the Haas to be bad. And this is how bad I'm predicting it to be. Esteban Ocon, P18, 2 places above his teammate. Points scored, possibly. How many points scored? 2? But yeah, he's not going to be that good. Ocon to win a race in 2026, confirmed, huh? If Haas really do what I'm saying they're going to do. P17. Gabriel Bortoleto. Rookie number 3, baby. Gabriel Bortoleto, Formula 3 champion, Formula 2 champion. And now is the first man to score points with a Sauber. I think he could score points before Nico Hülkenberg. Honestly, I'm saying that now. And it does sound a bit insane, but yeah, Nico Hülkenberg, I think, is definitely going to be the better driver. But Gabriel's just going to knock him a little bit. It's going to be tight. I think, like, it's the difference between experience and age. Obviously, Nico Hülkenberg's more experienced. Obviously, he's going to know how to set up a car better. But he's old. He still hasn't got a win. The eyebrows are being raised at him. The question marks are being thrown at him. And Gabriel Bortoleto is going to give him a run for his money. P17, Gabriel Bortoleto. P16 is Nico Hülkenberg. Sauber, like I said, is going to be P9 in the Constructors. Their drivers are P17 and 16. So yeah, there's not much really to talk about there. P15 is Yuki Tsunoda, the V-Carb driver. Definitely going to be number 1. Definitely going to be the point scoring teammate. But no, I don't have much to say about him. I don't have much to say about Yuki or Nico or anything. Like he's going to be the better driver in the team, but it's still going to be pretty terrible. It's the last year of this current regulation, so there's not much to say. Which does bring us on to P14, which I've put Carlos Sainz. Williams, like I said, would be P7, so obviously no questions raised there. So yeah, P14, 14 of Carlos Sainz. Well, he's going to be the slower driver than Alexander Albon, if that wasn't clear already, because P13 is Alexander Albon. P13 is the other Williams driver. Their car, I think, is definitely going to be competitive for points. But 2026 is definitely going to be their focal point. It's going to, James Vowles is looking at 2026 with the wettest lips ever. He's hungry for them new regulations. He wants to have the best car in that one. He wants to bring Williams back to the top honestly, I think this lineup could do it. Albon and Sainz could definitely do it together. P12, Lance Stroll. The Canadian is not going to do that well in relativity to his teammate. But he's still going to be fast. Obviously, he has a fast car. Hell, I could score points in Aston Martin. I know it's fast. But obviously, Stroll is Stroll, so is he going to ever beat Fernando Alonso? Like, no. Like, never. No. Wasn't the score like 24-0 in qualifying? Like, I think it was actually 23-1 in qualifying, but like, Alonso decimated Lance Stroll. He's going to be P12, okay? Before I stutter my words anymore. P11. The moment you've all been waiting for. Is Jack doing? Now let me explain before you start turning off this. He's going to be replaced by Franco Colapinto. Franco Colapinto is going to know how to do that car a lot better. He's just a faster driver. No blame at Jack Dooney, he's a good driver. Obviously, he's better than me. There's a reason he's on that grid and I'm not. So I can't give him that much hurt. I just think he's not going to be approved by Alpine. I think it is going to be Franco Colapinto gets in that car by race 6. Saudi. Wait, is it Saudi? No. What's the race after Saudi? Miami. Miami is going to be Franco Colapinto's. Unfortunately enough for Jack Doohan. But, you know, I can't give too much hurt for the lad. Like, still a good driver. But that moves us into the top 10. And it starts with the other Alpine driver, Pierre Gasly, is getting the P10 spot. Obviously, the only outlier in the top 5 teams, with both him and his teammate being Lance Stroll. P10 for Pierre Gasly. The Frenchman's going to do well this year. I think the story's going to be for every single team. The team is not looking at this year, they're looking at next year. They're basically going to come in with a stock car every race. They're not going to care about this year's championship that much. So, you know, Alpine were impressive last year. Had a double podium in Brazil, so heck, they could probably do it again. Come on, Franco Colapinto, you get on that podium, baby. P9, Fernando Alonso. No questions asked here. The Aston Martin was a lot slower this year. We're still talking about Fernando Alonso, though. We're still talking about Adrian Newey's design. Like I said, he won't put that much input to this year. He's going to put some, obviously, because it's his job, but he's going to be focusing on next year, so he won't care about this year. P8. Oh god, I've just realised I'm going to throw some controversy here. George Russell is going to be P8. The man has been at Mercedes for 3 years now, coming into his 4th year at the German profile. And yes, he's been competitive with Lewis. A bit too close for comfort. But I still don't see how he's... like, I think Kimi's going to be too fast. George, I think, is going to be bottom of the top 4 teams. Purely out of mentality. You look at Kimi's history, he's got a very good roster on his CV. He's a very, very quick driver. He's not willing to go and be the second driver. He's willing to push the car. You saw it at Monza. In FP1, he crashed George Russell's car. That's how much he hates George Russell, and that's how much he's going to beat him by. Because he crashed his car in Monza. And before I throw something at my monitor, P7, Liam Lawson. The rookie, sort of. Lightning McQueen is going to be P7, falling behind his teammate. But, you know, your teammate's Max Verstappen, what are you going to do? You've never driven that Red Bull car before, outside of pre-season and post-season of 2024. So, yeah, there's that. I mean, he beat Daniel Ricciardo. Well done to him. Is he going to follow in Daniel's footsteps? Let's hope not, because Baku 2018 will probably happen. But He's definitely going to be there. A couple of podiums, put New Zealand on the map once and for all. Hell, it could even happen in Australia. What would that be? Because for him, that is technically his home race. It's the closest country to his home country. And then from there, it's probably Singapore. I doubt he counts Singapore as a home Grand Prix. So hell, Australia podium, here we come. Go on, Liam. P6, Andrea Kimi Antonelli. I don't know why I've gone to an Italian accent, but I think he's going to be P6. Kimi Antonelli for P6, I think, is a lot more clearer than people think. Yes, he's a rookie. Yes, his teammate has 5 years experience in Formula 1. 3 in a Williams, 3 in a Mercedes. And that teammate was paired up against Lewis Hamilton, which he beat 2 of the 3 seasons he was paired with him. He beat Nicholas Latifi twice, and he's the GOAT. He beat Robert Kubica twice, and he is the Polish king. George Russell is a good driver. But Kimi Antonelli, we're bringing fresh blood in. And he isn't going to be there to mess with. I think future world champion, hell. I think he's going to go win this year, you know. Kimi Antonelli, I think it's going to be a lot more impressive than people think. I think people are underestimating him massively. And speaking of a Mercedes profile, P5, Lewis Hamilton. The man has left Mercedes at their lowest and has just beaten them both in the championship. Lewis Hamilton is in P5. Okay, so here's my reasoning for this. Why isn't he fighting for the championship? Simple. His teammate's Charles Leclerc. Let's look back on the history of Lewis Hamilton. At McLaren, his rival was both Ferrari drivers. He then went to Mercedes. His rival was Sebastian Vettel, a Ferrari driver. Mercedes fell off in 22 and 23. Who were their rivals? Ferrari and McLaren. In 2024, especially Ferrari. Now he's gone to Ferrari. After spoiling Ferrari's fun, including stopping their latest world championship. Charles Leclerc's history started off in the Ferrari Junior program, went into the Ferrari Junior team, got into the Ferrari team, has been the best driver for Ferrari so far since Sebastian Vettel in 2017. He's been one of the best, most consistent Ferrari drivers we've known. Very little mistakes outside of 2022 when he made him at Imola in France, but I think Lewis is definitely going to lose out to his teammate. Ferrari's going to know, right, we've got to pick a first driver here. We're competitive. We've got to pick a first driver. Charles, you're obviously going to have to be it, considering the fact he is Ferrari blood through and through. So Lewis Hamilton's going to be kicked just into the second driver slot. That might mess with him a little bit mentally. And yeah, he's going to be put down to P5 in the championship. P4, the only driver not in the top 2 teams, is Max Verstappen. Obviously, Max Verstappen. So what, his Red Bull is not as quick as last year and the year before and the year before that. We are still talking about Max bloody Verstappen. The Dutch Lion is still going to be there. He's still going to get race wins. Hell, he could still even challenge for the championship. And he's in the third fastest car now. And he still won in Brazil by 20 seconds. He was still zooming in Abu Dhabi despite the spin. He was still zooming in Las Vegas. Came second and won the championship there. He was still absolutely flying in Qatar. This man has no weakness. Put him in the 2021 Haas and he would still be challenging that W12. He's unstoppable. But he has been stopped by the McLarens. P3, Oscar Piastri. I think McLaren's definitely going to see we can challenge for the championship, especially the drivers this year. I want to get one of my drivers a WDC. So, Oscar, I'm sorry mate, you're going to have to fall a little bit short this year. We've got to get Lando that championship. Do whatever you can to stop those Ferraris and Red Bulls and Mercedes and anything else that comes in your way. Hell, hit them off the track if you have to. We need to win this championship. That's what Zach Brown was quoted as saying during the F175 event, hypothetically. He was saying it in his head, trust. Source, trust me, bro. So, yeah, Oscar Piastri, P3. Whoa. So, Zach Brown wanted one of his drivers to win the World Drivers' Championship. He's going to get that tattoo. But not in 2025. Because Lando Norris is going to finish P2. Yes, boys. Lando Norris concedes P2, behind the Monegas, the man, the myth, the legend, Charles Leclerc. Last year, he got 5 wins, including COTA. But that's not impressive. Well done, he won at COTA, so was Max, so was Lewis, so was Valtteri, so was Nico. So what? He won at Monaco and Monza as well. He won at both of his home races. That's it now. Sign the championship off there. If he's already done that in 2024, think what he's doing in 2025. He has Lewis Hamilton behind him. That's going to be crazy on his own. So Charles Leclerc is winning the World Drivers' Championship in 2025. I think Lewis Hamilton is definitely going to be that lack between P1 and 2 in the Constructors. He's going to win though. He's going to win the drivers. I think the McLaren's it's going to be like 360 points, 355, 354. That's going to be the split between the top 3. It's going to be 2008 all over again. No, 2007 all over again with 110, 109, 109 points between Raikkonen, Hamilton and Alonso. It's going to be so close, I think. But Charles Leclerc is just about going to edge through. So well done, Charles Leclerc, on your 2025 championship. Okay, I'm going to be honest. I didn't want to follow all the people online saying, oh, Lando's going to win the championship. Oh, it's going to be Lando. Oh, Lewis is in a Ferrari now. Oh, he's going to win it. Oh, I think Max is going to do it for a 5th time because it's Verstappen. No. No one has said Charles Leclerc. Find me one clip of someone saying Charles Leclerc. You can't. But he's going to do it. Actually, I think Matt said it from P1, the P1 podcast. I think Matt might say it, but that's just because he's a Charles fan, so he probably would have said it anyway. But it's going to be Charles. It's going to be Charles. Trust me. Put your money on now. It's going to be Charles. You're welcome. And with that is the end of my predictions. I'm going to leave you with a background video like I did in the reactions to 2024. Enjoy my very dominant Qatar Grand Prix, where I win as the Ferrari Junior in a Mercedes, because that isn't backwards at all. Have fun watching me, and bye bye.
Okay, Ollie, we've got high reserves of ERS, so let's try and use some more. Yes, mate, we hit the target. Nice work. Gap to your teammate behind, 36.2 seconds. Caution, caution. Someone's come off ahead of you. There's a yellow flag ahead. Green flag. Final lap, final lap. Push, push. Oh, superb driving. That is the race win, my friend. Well done.
Here's the checkered flag, and here's our winner today. Hats off to Ollie Behrman.
And they're just starting to make it look easy out there. Now a hat-trick of wins. They're out there ahead, they've got the momentum on their side, and it's for the others now to try and up their game to stop that energy that they have.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take the top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes. Well, that was certainly an exciting weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for more exciting Formula One action very soon.